My name is Mohsen Mahdawi, and I just graduated from the School of General Studies.
And how do you feel? Talk about walking up on the stage and your thoughts today.
A mix of feelings, some conflicting feelings. There is a strong sense of joy that I am able to come to this university all the way from a refugee camp to survive the war, to be able to continue holding on hope, to climb the wall, the 30-foot wall on a constructed ladder and come down by a rope, to make it to America in order to be able to fulfill my uncle's dreams, which is education is hope and education is life. So there is joy in that. There is sadness that my uncle is not here to witness this. And there is sadness that my family, my parents could not leave the West Bank and come and see this moment. And there is sadness that there are no universities left in Gaza where students can experience such a joy, where hope can be harnessed in universities. And there is joy that also the Trump's administration and this unjust government that tried to keep me in prison. I am on university campus, not in prison. I am in my graduation clothes, not in my prison clothes. And I am celebrating here around the buffet, not having the 20 minutes prepared meal in the prison. So if this is something, this is the hope that I give, the light that I give to the American people, to the good American people who have supported me, to the Vermonters, to the people who fought for justice. It's a hope that democracy is functioning, the justice system that gave me the order to be here is in place, and that our fight for justice, our fight for peace is a fight for humanity, not only for the Palestinian people.
The judge rebuked the government when they said you couldn't travel over state lines from Vermont, where you were just released from jail, to your graduation. Can you explain what he said?
Judge Crawford has been a person who's holding the scale of justice very firmly. This is what I am fighting for. Justice and peace go hand in hand. This is what I want. And Judge Crawford has granted me to come to New York City to participate in events, in protests. That's my free speech right, First Amendment right in this country. And has granted me the chance to be with the community that I love. And they love me and they love them. You saw how they cheered me up. It doesn't matter what the Trump's administration is saying and accusing me of. Columbia University gave the answer, and it comes from the students and from the professors, not from senior administration or from unjust government or unjust laws.
You got a standing ovation when you graduated. Can you talk about how you felt at that point?
I felt honored and humbled. I felt that the inner child who has suffered, and the story of many other children who are suffering and who have suffered, is being seen and acknowledged. And I felt that people stood up for justice, for peace, for human rights, and for international law. This is my message, a message of peace, a message for justice.
What did you think of the valedictory, the valedictorian who referenced the number of people who are not here at graduation?
He's a very brave man. And you have to keep in mind that he comes from an Irish heritage, from resilience, from resistance, from understanding that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, as Martin Luther King have said. What this university is doing is ridiculous. They are suspending students, they are expelling students just for protesting against the war. What kind of values these universities would have if it doesn't allow itself to align with international law and human rights? What worth our degrees? You see the names of philosophers. You see the names of philosophers engraved on buildings in these universities. The most significant ones, Law Library and Butler Library. What is the point if we are studying those philosophers and we're just not bringing those theories into action? Justice, education, interconnectedness, peace, harmony, empathy, forgiveness. This university is a betrayal to all of those values. And what it's doing here is degrading and destroying the democratic system that depends on votes, on sharing voices, and they're telling the students and the professors, you don't matter, but the student's voice is much louder than the money that the university receives.
We're standing next to SIPA, the school you hope to go to in the fall. Do you think you'll be able to? You're in an immigration proceeding now, even though you were going towards naturalization and U.S. citizenship.
Look, I plan on attending SIPA. There are many obstacles with the immigration system, obstacle with the federal justice system, and an obstacle with this university that refused to give me a scholarship. They gave me zero funding, even though they accepted me based on merit. But I tell them that I am coming here to be in the middle of this fire, because I am a peacemaker, because I am a firefighter. And I will come here to study international affairs, focusing on diplomacy and security, and focusing on conflict resolution and peacemaking. This is the story of hope, from a refugee camp to Colombia.